So the Democrats are running the same tired play again. Target someone tied to Trump, toss out loaded questions, and hope something sticks enough to make headlines. But when they try it on Kash Patel, it never works. He just doesn't play their games. This hearing starts slow, but keep watching because it does build into a masterclass in shutting down baseless attacks with facts, calm, and total control. This is Andy with TrendingPolitics.com. Like and subscribe if you're sick of watching Democrats try to bully their way into headlines. Take a look.
Mr. Fan.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Director Patel. In a local situation in Maryville, Indiana, within my district, I have a high-intensity drug trafficking area, HIDA, which receives federal funding. That works with the local law enforcement. We are the crossroads of America near Chicago. The drugs that you're talking about are transported through those areas all the time. With these budget cuts, can you talk about how those HIDA and agencies will be funded?
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. It's like any other successful mission set that we have at the FBI. And HIDA, I worked on as a terrorism prosecutor as myself. Extremely critical because, like some of the other situations across the country, that region has been recognized, unfortunately, because of the high-intensity drug flow. In order to countermand it, we have to keep these task forces open, up and running, and funded. But in order to do that, we can't just flood it only with federal funds and federal personnel committed to working with our state and local partners, because that's what makes HIDA successful. My experience in HIDA wasn't in your district, but down in the Southern District of Florida, and I can't imagine it being too different in terms of how we proceed and how to make that successful.
Okay. My next question is, just recently you had a visit to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Just please tell me how that cyber tip line and how that program's future looks with these $500 million cuts.
We actually partner wonderfully with NCMEC, and we've committed to allowing our FBI employees to remain there no matter what. We will find a way to fill that mission set, even if, even under the most austere of budget cuts, because what they do is exceptional. If people don't know, they need to go there and see it. It's right in Arlington, Virginia. They find missing children from 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago, and they provide treatment to those that have been abused.
Okay.
And so you have my commitment, sir, that we'll do it.
I appreciate that. And according to the domestic terrorism operations sections, the internal tagging system used to track domestic terrorism investigations was eliminated, and the staff of 16 was reduced. Can you tell me that future and where you hold that program?
Sir, if I may, can I get back to you on that in writing, because I'm not familiar with that off my head.
Then in your written testimony, you had talked about cybersecurity. I'm going to tie two things together. The FBI agents, are they still currently at the end of every week emailing the 5 things that they've accomplished?
I'm glad you raised that point, sir. We never did that.
Okay.
I stopped
the
that.
FBI agents were never asked to put in their goals in which they accomplished? The reason why I say that is because I had a specific conversation at a retirement party of a chief from an agent who expressed to me that after he had chased a car down 8094 who had stabbed a family member, and he left his home and was able to prevent that individual from killing someone else because it was cross state lines, that he had to go back, and then that next day was told he had to fill out his emails of what he accomplished.
That email was sent across government agencies.
So it was sent to the FBI.
It was sent to.
So you just said it was never sent to the FBI. So was it or was it not?
It was sent to the FBI. I, as the director of the FBI, said we are not.
Who sent it?
We are not responding to it. It came from a general account at the department.
Okay, so then my next question is, that information that my FBI agent in my district sent to that agency, how is that information protected?
I'm sorry, are you saying the agent responded to that email?
Are you saying they did not?
I told the workforce not to.
But you just told me that they received the email.
We did.
So without this, let's just assume that they did. Where did that information go and how is it protected?
That information would have only been sent to their immediate supervisor, and every supervisor in the Bureau was told if they received any such information, it is not to be actioned in any way.
So what happened with that information with the supervisors?
I don't know. Well, I'll have to get back to you on that, if any was collected, but if it was,
So you said that the FBI, that a different agency sent that email. What was that agency?
It came from the Department of Justice.
Okay. And those emails never went back to the Department of Justice who requested it?
No, sir.
Okay. And you're 100% confident of that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The information that the supervisors had from those agents, where did that go?
That should not have been transmitted anywhere. We got on top of it fast enough where I believe, and
Because you thought it was wrong?
I thought
Why did you prevent it?
because the operational mandate that we have at the Bureau, in my opinion, prohibited the public disclosure of that information across our media.
So to be perfectly clear, the Department of Justice got it wrong.
I'm not speaking for the Department of Justice. As
But you
I said,
are saying that that directive was in complete conflict of what your procedures and processes are.
my procedures and processes are under the Department of Justice. I'm saying as a subordinate of the Department of Justice, that's where the email came from. I don't know where it came from on top of them.
But your directive was to make sure that the Department of Justice did not get the FBI information,
That no one got it.
except the supervisors. Why would they request it if they would never get it?
Well, the supervisors were told to stand down. What I'm trying to say is when that email came in, we acted as fast as we could, I think the same day, to say we are not in a position to do that. Everybody hit pause till we figure out what to do. And the end result was we at the FBI are not complying with that request to publicly do so. And we told agents that if you feel the need to express that information to your supervisors, only do so on the classified system.
Okay. The information that I received, that personal conversation that I had, that agent didn't seem like he felt the need. He felt it was a directive. I thank you for your forthcoming. I look forward to working with you. The purpose of me bringing up this questioning was to make sure that that information is secure.
Yes, sir. I'll double check.
You just watched Kash Patel do what so few in D.C. have the guts to do. He told the truth and torched the nonsense. He didn't even get involved. In the entire exchange, it was a hit job, plain and simple. Democrats didn't come with the facts. They came with a script. And if you notice, it was a script that my friend from the FBI told me this. It was a weak, rambling, desperate attempt to trap Kash in some manufactured scandal yet again. And Kash doesn't flinch. He never does. He shut it down with calm, cold precision. And let's be clear, this was never about oversight. This was about trying to smear a man who's been loyal to President Trump, loyal to the Constitution, and loyal to the American people. The moment Kash started pushing back at the deep state narrative, they made him a target. And you just saw how far they're willing to stretch reality to try to break him. They dragged him into some ridiculous manufactured drama about email reports that were never meant for DOJ eyes. And when the order came down, Kash blocked it. He didn't waffle. He didn't play the DC tap dance around the issue. He shut it down and told the FBI to protect their agents and hold the line. And you know what that is? That's leadership, and the left hates it. That's someone who understands the stakes and refuses to let political cowards compromise the mission. The Democrat on this particular panel had nothing, just circular nonsense and a shaky attempt to make it sound like Kash had something to hide. But every time they tried to corner him, he flipped it in a calm, confident, and in control way. And the real kicker, they tried to turn it around like they were the victims. Like Kash was somehow being evasive for not knowing every micro detail of an operation he had already shut down. That's the whole trick. They don't care what the answer is. They just want a soundbite they can twist. But it didn't work because Kash stayed focused. He stuck to the facts and gave them absolutely nothing they could spin. And they hate that. They hate someone who refuses to squirm, who won't give them a viral clip, and who doesn't panic when they raise their voice or twist their tone. And that's why they keep coming after Kash. Not because he's done anything wrong, but because he's doing something right. This is Andy with TrendingPolitics.com, and here's the bottom line. If you're tired of seeing patriots like Kash get ambushed by political hacks who can't debate their way out of a paper bag, then stand with us. Like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who still believes that the FBI works for the people, because with Trump in office, we're not backing down. Not now, not ever.